Good morning and thanks to all the members of IMPA. I'm actually very honored to be speaking in front of such a big audience. Firstly, thanks to Mr. Apu Chandrasekhar, Mr. Senthil Kumar and Mr. Sridhar for having given this opportunity to talk to such a large audience. My understanding of Tamil is only limited to a few words, so excuse me on that. But I do understand. I can't பதில் சொல்லுதுக்கு கொஞ்சம் problem. When I was talking to Mr. Sridhar and I tried to understand what is the audience that is going to be listening to me. I just thought that there is nothing new I can tell people who have been doyens in their own sectors. You know your industries for so many years. You have been doing this for so many years. So I thought, let us do some revision of whatever you already know. So whatever I say today might not be anything new, but something like a revision for all of you people. And anyways, we have to spend the next 30 minutes because lunch is not yet ready. So you'll have to bear with me. Thanks for the introduction. So as he mentioned, I am Guruprasad Bangle, an electronics engineer from RV College, and I've done my MBA from IIM Bangalore. I have in my previous career which I was having, I was with IBM and with Accenture for about 15 years in the US and UK. I came back to India in 2010. I set up an organization which was into real estate data analytics. Back in 2010, real estate and data was more like oxymoron. Real estate didn't have data, and if you had data, you were not into real estate. So when we went to a few builders and started telling that we will predict prices and all, people started laughing at us. So anyways, 4 years we continued. Magic Bricks looked at us and then they said, we will buy you out. 1.5 years we worked with Magic Bricks. I have actually set up their R&D teams in 8 cities. We are also responsible for setting it up in Chennai. You might have seen the nice reports which tells areas like Perumbakam and Palikarnai are also very nice places to live in. I'm sorry for all those people who have bought apartments in those places because today we know that every 3 months in a year it becomes a permanent swimming pool. Sorry for that. Whatever, it's the data that threw up all those research reports. But anyways, after Magic Bricks, we kind of moved to an idea that whenever there is a platform for everything, right? You want a carpenter, you want a painter, you want to order your food, there is a platform. But whenever an MSME wants to contact an expert, especially in the manufacturing sector, there is no such platform. So we thought we will make a platform where MSMEs will come, post their inquiries, and we will have experts answering to it. Initially, we made it free for all, and we said, okay, this is how it will work. Thankfully, people started coming in, and we made it into a subscription kind of a model. And within about 4 years, we got about 12,000 plus experts. Today, we have more than 60,000 MSMEs on the platform. We have done 4,100 plus projects across sectors, food and beverage, chemical, pharma, defense and renewable energy are our key forte. We have done a one of its kind project in Middle East where we have actually made silk right from salt to silk, as in from the mulberry plants, getting the silkworms from Ramnagar in Bangalore to actually making the thread and then making the silk fabric in Abu Dhabi. So it's a very tremendous effort, both from the client and from the consultants who were from Central SIF Board. So, and it was a pilot project. We do hope that it will go into the next stage. Having said that, when we talk to so many entrepreneurs, because we are into consulting and as part of our assignments, we try to get an understanding of the typical persona of these people who want to get into manufacturing. Broadly, I can say there are two kinds of people, right, who want to get into manufacturing. The first set of people who are looking at manufacturing, obviously everybody wants to start small, I believe, who start with say MSME and then they move into the larger conglomerates. So when we start talking to them, then usually two sets of people come out. One is people who are in from the trading segment. So for these kind of people, I think it is very clear the what and why, right? So what they want to do and why they want to do it. Let me give an example. Say suppose somebody is importing, you would have seen in the construction sector, galvanized iron nails, galvanized nails. So those shiny nails that you see today in the construction sector, somebody is importing it. Now he says, I've done this for so many years. I'm getting it from China. I know the market very well. I know where my competitors are. I know, if I start doing it in India, I have got very good policies, make in India, PMKSY, ABCDY, ABCD, XYZ, everything. There are new policies which are coming out. So he says, I'll start doing this in India. So his only problem, what he faces is the how part of it. I think our second chief guest is from a banking sector, so I won't be talking anything bad about the banking sector. But whenever you go to a bank saying that, I want to go ahead and do this, bank, the first question they'll ask is, you have been a trader. Why you want to get into manufacturing? What experience do you have? Do you have collateral? We will give loan only for loan against property. So that is where, he starts thinking, oh, all my years of existence have been in vain. How do I, get into manufacturing now? So I think in his case, we try to help him with the technical as well as the financial due diligence and help him, get into manufacturing by giving him whatever reports and whatever kind of support that he requires. The second set of people is it's a vast set of majority whom we talk to. They are mainly from diverse sectors. It could be real estate, or it could be tourism, or it could be hospitality, and they feel they can get into manufacturing. Because obviously they don't want to put all their eggs into one basket, or it could be that they know that manufacturing is a sunrise sector for the next 15 to 20 years. And they always know that there are new schemes that they can use. So they come to us and say, sir, we want to get into manufacturing, but we will go for only white label manufacturing or contract manufacturing. So here is our advice for such kind of people. See, even if I give you market study, feasibility report, technical feasibility, detailed project report, and I'll give you all the reports. It will occupy your table. But will it give you confidence to get into manufacturing? Will it, entice you to get into manufacturing unless you have a strong enough reason to get into that sector? Today, if I sell, you want to set up a ginger manufacturing plant ginger processing plant in Erode. It's a no-brainer, right? There is good raw material availability, there is good manpower and labor facility available, and processed ginger has got very good market in the export market. So will it make you go and set up a plant? Suppose you have 2 or 3 crores, will you go and set up the plant? No, right? So you need more validation to this whatever advice DPR or a market feasibility study gives to you. So what we suggest is, you have done a little bit of study into the area you want to get into. One example I generally give, I'm not sure if this is the right place to give it. What I say is, you get into, aspects like, say, for example, you want to do, similarly, you want to get into precision manufacturing. You can get into raw material financing, because all these industries, MSMEs, are always looking for new ways to get funds. So raw material financing is something Sir was also mentioning, that their company also helps in that. So this is one way where you can go for short-term debts. You can give debts to these companies. Good interest rates, 1.5 to 3% is what you can expect. You also understand what is their working capital cycle, who are the vendors doing it, how much is the processing time, is this something that I can get into. These are mostly B2B businesses, right? So this gives you one way to understand the entire project life cycle. Second thing is fractional ownership of machines. This is a very new concept. Say suppose somebody says, I want to set up a maybe a flaking unit. Buhler is a company which gives machineries, costs about 1.5 to 2 crores. And he goes and says, like for example, he comes to a forum like this, a splendid forum, where he says, sir, I am from this forum, I want to set up a, I'm already doing potato processing or onion processing, now I want to set up this particular machinery, can I get some financial assistance? So you can then pitch in as a part of a larger ownership, you pitch in and you buy the machine on a group name, and then you will be owning the machine, but he will be processing on it. So then you become a fractional owner of that machine. You understand all the nuances of owning the machine, or what is the processing, what kind of raw material issues are being faced, what kind of labor is required. So all these you get to know. So this is fractional ownership. Stretching it a little bit more, you would have heard that all the airlines, be it Indigo, Air India or anybody, they do not own their aircrafts. So it is all leased by lease companies. So on a similar basis, there are a few companies in Pune and Bangalore which lease machines as such. So this is called machinery leasing. Again, new concept where an industry who wants to use that machine pays only for the number of hours or number of days that he uses the machine, and the leasing company is free to lease it to anybody who requires that machine. So this is another concept where you can try out, putting in some money in leasing out machines, and then you understand whether this is going to be feasible or not. Then the age-old route, right? So you trust an entrepreneur, you know who he is, you know that he's got good potential. You invest some money in his company, do some equity financing, you get some either through CCD or through debentures, you get some ownership of the company. You are still not the whole and sole owner, so everything is not your responsibility still. So this is another way of testing the waters. So in all these cases, what is happening is you are not owning the entire operations. So although you won't learn day-to-day operations, but you still have a taste of how manufacturing works. What are the nitty-gritties of getting into manufacturing? This is something which I keep telling. When in doubt, please ask. Because see, everybody says I go by my gut feeling, and there are a lot of there is a Babaji on who comes on TV and says about yoga and wellness, and then he says keep your gut strong and clean, otherwise you will not be able to trust your gut feeling. So, but keeping that aside, everybody is not a master at everything. In fact, recently we had gone to Chhattisgarh. The owner had invited us, owner of a steel plant had invited us for looking at his blast furnace. So he had some issues when it goes above 800 degrees and it cools down. So there are some problems with the material. So we met this consultant who is about 30 years experienced. He's in the plant, and then he says, okay, he says in Hindi, sir, मैं machine को छू के बता सकता हूँ, उसमें क्या problem है? Basically, what it means, I can touch a machine and tell what problem it is. Then my immediate response was, sir, why didn't you do this for the blast furnace? So he just says, sir, ये blast furnace है, sir, it goes up to 800 degrees. How can I touch? So, just to give the point, apart from such kind of people, I think common people like us obviously get doubts. It is nothing wrong to get a doubt. People feel that, oh, I have been in this industry for 20 years. How can I go and ask somebody who is a newbie into this as to how to solve this issue? It's nothing like that. Everybody can have an issue. Maybe the expert will not give you the solution, but he will make you think in the right path to find the solution. So that is where you will need an expert. Just like how you need a guru, you need an expert whenever you get stuck in any of the issues. So please ask when in doubt. Another, factor which I see a lot of, manufacturing industries going NPA or going into sick industries is because of the mentality of the founders who think, who basically come from a trading background. They say, how fast can I rotate money? But manufacturing doesn't work like trading, where trading, that in 45 days or in 90 days, you'll be able to rotate the money. So whenever people come to us and ask, sir, can I get into this sector and when can I start rotating the money? 6 months is enough. So the only advice we give is at the end of 6 months, nothing will rotate. If at all you go in this kind of a philosophy, the only thing rotating will be your head. Because you'll be mind boggled why the things are not happening, why this is not happening. And finally you will say, nothing happened, and you put it into NPA and it becomes a sick industry. Please have a advisor or an expert talking to you at each stage. I thought, obviously all these, I would say, the last few slides were kind of a revision, and we we see a lot of people coming to us saying, again, there are two kinds of people who come to us when it comes to subsidies or government schemes. One set of people who are always looking at subsidies, irrespective of industries, they come to us and say, sir, we are not worried about the industry, you tell us what subsidy is there, we will avail it. Day two of taking the subsidy, entrepreneur is also gone, subsidy is also gone, and nobody is to be found. So that is one set of people. The second set of people is, they are so, I think, scared of approaching government. Also because of the problem with the government also. Government does not advertise any of the schemes. There is no knowledge. Forget outsiders. Even the government people who are supposed to have knowledge of that scheme do not have enough knowledge. So, in between people who feel, there is an opportunity to avail subsidies, then these are some of the new subsidy schemes that have come in. In fact, the first one has just come last week. It is for a subsidy of about 40%, which totals to about 4 crores for setting up of cold chain and irradiation center. Can be done anywhere across India. MNRE scheme has been there for the last 6 years, but it has been recently revamped. Again, to an extent of 4 crores for a 2-ton per day plant for compressed biogas. Very good scheme. Not many people are aware. Not many people are able to take this one also because of some very complex routing that the government has done, the MNRE ministry. Again, the third one, very much relevant in today's time, because I would say the raw material for a fodder and feed plant, basically for poultry feed, today is coming at a very cheap price because a lot of ethanol plants have been set up across India, and all these ethanol plants get a byproduct called DDGS, which becomes a raw material to setting up a fodder and feed plant. So this is one scheme that we thought. The last scheme is for people who have very good real estate availability. It's a very nice scheme for setting up biotech park. Unfortunately, Chennai has 2 parks already established, so I'm not sure if there is an opportunity for third one. But anywhere else across Tamil Nadu or across other parts of the country, a very good scheme for setting up biotech park to a subsidy of up to 30 crores is available. So obviously, with this China plus one policy and a lot of American and European companies wanting include the Indian manufacturers in their supply chain scenario, every department is coming out with a scheme. If not monthly, at least bi-monthly once a new scheme comes up. Just it's up to us to understand and utilize these schemes in a proper way. I think to conclude, manufacturing is taking slow and steady steps. I think we all are fortunate to be able to be part of this growth journey and contribute to the MSME sector. Definitely there are opportunities in existing industries also, not just in the new industries. New industries, of course, biomass, there is biodegradable materials, renewable energy like CBG, or you could even be making manufacturing silica crystals for making solar panels. Solar panel is going to be a huge market. Agri waste residue conversion is very huge. And even in legacy industries, like say somebody says I am into iron and steel, even in those sectors, like say there are new materials that are being sourced. A lot of Swedish companies are looking for things in vacuum melted steel, then in titanium alloys. So these are some of the sectors that anybody can look into, of course, with a good capital backing and a good project plan. And manufacturing, like I said, is going to be the sunrise sector for the next at least 15 to 20 years. I hope in the last few minutes it has been fruitful to all of us in learning something at least. And there is a little bit of takeaway for all of you from this. And thank you once again for being a wonderful audience. God bless us all.